evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Arjun Chaudhary. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Friday, the 8th of April. India-Pakistan peace talks hit new lows, say experts. 69 jailed students freed after Myanmar government pledges to release all political prisoners. And Hindus celebrate the festival of Navratri across India. And now for all the details. The remarks of Abdul Basit, Pakistan High Commissioner to India, that the bilateral dialogue between the two countries stands suspended have stirred a hornet's nest. Experts feel that this has hit a new low in the diplomatic impasse and that it exposes Pakistan's non-seriousness in fighting militancy.
Following Pakistan High Commissioner to India Abdul Basit's statement that the bilateral dialogue between India and Pakistan stands suspended, experts state that this has exposed Pakistan's stand on bilateral ties with India as it is not interested in forging peace with its neighbour. This development comes in the wake of Basit hinting that the Indian National Investigation Agency or the NIA will not be given access to Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammad outfit chief Asar Masood for probe into the Pathankot attack. On the basis of the reciprocity that an Indian probe team will be allowed to visit Pakistan for further investigation, India had last week allowed Pakistan's joint investigation team an access to the Pathankot airbase, where alleged Pakistani militants carried out a terror strike, killing 7 Indian soldiers. But Basit's statement signals a complete U-turn by Pakistan, experts say.
Very important strategic asset of the Pakistani army. Going to arresting Azhar Masood or means the linkages with the Pakistani ISI will come to open, and Pakistan army will never allow Azhar Masood or Hafiz Saeed or other militants operating from Pakistan working against India to be arrested, or they will be tried in Pakistan court. Never. These are Pakistan military's strategic asset, and Pakistan is using against India. I think Pakistan is now thoroughly exposed before the international community that it is not interested in peace.
Many feel that India must now change its Pakistan policy and take a tougher stand with its neighbour.
Do not give them respectability by engaging with them diplomatically. You see, every time you engage with them diplomatically, you are giving them respectability. You don't gain anything from it.
Diplomatic ties between India and Pakistan, which were reaching a thaw after the Narendra Modi-led government came to power in 2014, hit a major roadblock following the Pathankot attack this January. The attack had stalled the resumption of comprehensive bilateral dialogue between the two sides.
Pakistan has inked a deal worth $2 billion with companies from China's Xinjiang region. This came during a top Xinjiang official visit to Pakistan this week. The agreements cover infrastructure, solar power and logistics, among other projects. Pakistan last year agreed on energy and infrastructure projects worth $46 billion with China to set up the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. In return, China will get a free trade zone in Pakistan's Gwadar port and access to the Arabian Sea. The international community has strongly condemned the murder of a liberal Bangladeshi blogger Nazimuddin Samad, who was hacked to death by the unidentified militants on late Wednesday. Samad is the latest in a series of killings of secular activists and bloggers in the country.
The murder of 28-year-old law student and activist Nazimuddin Samad in Bangladesh has renewed international community's concern on the safety of secular and liberal thinkers in Bangladesh. Amnesty International called the deadly attack a grave reminder that the authorities are failing to protect people exercising their rights to freedom of expression. The United States, while calling killing of Samad a barbaric act, stated that it is considering granting refuge to a select number of bloggers who are facing imminent danger in Bangladesh.
The United States strongly condemns the barbaric murder of Nazim Uddin Samad, a law student who was apparently killed for speaking out against violent extremism in Bangladesh. And we offer our condolences to Mr. Samad's family and our unwavering support to the Bangladeshi people in their struggle against violent extremism. The United States will continue to support the government of Bangladesh in its efforts to combat terrorism, counter violent extremism, and bring to justice those who commit such heinous acts.
Nazimuddin Samad, who had posted anti-Islamic messages on social media and was critical of Islam, was hacked to death by 4 assailants. Police has stated that the manner of the attack was similar to those in which 5 other bloggers and free thinkers had been killed by suspected militants.
Moving on to news from Myanmar. 69 jailed students have been released by a Myanmar court on Friday. All charges against them were also dropped. They were freed a day after democracy icon and country's state councillor Aung San Suu Kyi had announced that the government is working towards freeing all political prisoners within the next 2 weeks. According to the reports, 90 political prisoners were in jail and more than 400 activists were facing trial as of February. Most of these freed students were facing charges, including unlawful assembly and rioting over education reform protests that were violently broken up by police in the central town of Letpadan in March 2015. Children's television series Sesame Street has introduced its new member, an Afghan Muppet named Zari, who will teach kids about girls' empowerment and healthy living on the locally co-produced version of the show.
The Afghan version of Sesame Street, Baghch-e-Simsim, has acquired its first homegrown character, a 6-year-old girl named Zari. Zari is a confident, inquisitive and sweet Afghan girl character who will promote female empowerment in a nation where girls were almost completely excluded from educational opportunities during the Taliban rule. According to the 2014 United States Agency for International Development report, 1/3 of 5 million Afghan children under the age of 5 are not in school. Zari has been created to empower Afghan girls about education and careers and will appear in segments interviewing a doctor, inquiring about professions in medicine. The curious and lively purple Muppet will also encourage children about health, exercise and well-being. In addition, Zari will be featured in segments on customs and culture to talk about important traditions and national identity. The Sesame Workshop has partnered with Afghan Education Ministry in the hope of reducing any cultural resistance to Zari and the ideas she will help to introduce.
Devotees across India thronged temples and offered prayers to mark the new year in the Hindu calendar. The Navratri festival, or the festival of 9 nights, is being observed with religious zeal in the country.
Hindus across northern India offered prayers at temples as the 9-day-long Navratri festival, beginning of the Hindu New Year, got underway on Friday. Temples were decorated with light bulbs as long queues of devotees were witnessed from early in the morning. Inside the temples, devotees sang devotional songs, prayed and made generous offerings to the goddess.
हिंदू धर्म का नया साल भी शुरू हो रहा है, सबको और महारानी का आशीर्वाद मिलता है और सबको हमारी तरफ से बहुत-बहुत शुभकामनाएं। जय माता दी। माता के दरबार में आके यही काम है कि सबका जो उद्धार करिए और जो है पूरे सबके वहाँ सबके घर में पूरे सबके शांति बनाए रखिए।
The spiritual city of Varanasi saw the priests chanting Vedic mantras and perform the Ganga Aarti. The entire riverbank was illuminated with lamps, diyas and candles. It is believed that during Navratri, Hindu goddess Durga descends on earth to get rid of demons and bless her devotees with happiness and prosperity.
From beaches to places of religious significance and the food, India's western province Goa is a perfect tourist destination. The cuisine of Goa is a delicious reflection of its history and heritage.
Goan cuisine is known for its fish curry rice. The fish platter is the staple food of the province. The potpourri of flavors and endless variety of seafood makes it an exquisite dish.
Food is excellent over here. The portions also are good. cooking fish which they gave it was very, very fresh. See, I've already finished my food. They can feel like at home kind of food, and awesome.
Served on a banana leaf, the preparations include a big piece of fried fish the size of the palm of the hand, marinated in a host of spices. 6 varieties of seafood, rice and 2 sweet preparations accompany the thali. Local women are involved in the preparation of this tasty fare.
Every time a fun place to visit, and the best thing about Goa is the Goan food over here, that is, which includes, if you can see the thali, it includes the fish, crabs, oysters, everything. It has just the perfect taste that anybody can love.
The Goan cuisine takes its influence from 400 years of Portuguese colonialism and modern techniques. The cuisine is known for its contrasting influences.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. India-Pakistan peace talks hit new lows, say experts. 69 jail students freed after Myanmar government pledges to release all political prisoners. And Hindus celebrate the festival of Navratri across India. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time next week. Have a great weekend and good night.